Okay. Well, 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 well. Welcome to the gathering. I call it a gathering because that's what it is. You tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to come and join us every Tuesday evening. We'll be here. And that's how we do it organically. Share it, tell somebody, and that's how we're going to grow. We're a work in progress. That's what we are. I tell myself that every day. I know that I'm a work in progress. And my goal is to make or to strive to make a better version of myself than I was the day before. Constantly a work in progress. We're going to be talking about how your words have power over what your life, of what you say. There are things that you can say to yourself and to others that have power and validity over your life and over people's lives. So you have to watch what you say and be conscientious of the words that come out of your mouth, because it's important that you speak life into situations. We're living in a time that there's so much detriment going on about us. And in order for us to ascend on that new earth that's being created, we have to vibrate at a high frequency of love and compassion for other people and for ourselves, learning to love yourself and walk in a manner of having no fear. And that there's a benefit of walking in a manner of having no fear. So we're going to be talking about that this evening. And as you know, we always start the show off with the lovely Miss Stephanie Beard, my sister. And she shares topics and talks about things that are happening in the now. We have to deal with the things that are happening now. They're not, we're not so oblivious to the things that are happening. We just don't allow ourselves to get caught up in the things that are happening. We get to keep moving, toward the goal and the aspirations that we have to being a part of this new earth that everybody's talking about, as chosen ones that everybody's talking about. And so without further ado, here's Miss Stephanie Beard, and she's going to open up and she's going to say what she says and do what she does. So take it away, Miss Stephanie.
Thank you, Simmy. Thank you. From the headlines to the hashtags, it's time to tap into what everybody's talking about. This is In the Streets with your girl, Stephanie Beard, where pop culture, politics, and people collide. We're breaking down the biggest moments in entertainment, sports, and the voices shaping our world, uncut, unfiltered, and all the way real. So whether it's viral drama, power moves, or breaking news, we got you covered. Let's get into it. This is The Streets on the SIMMIE Braxton Show. Okay, you guys. So if you've been living under a rock, which I don't think you have, everybody knows around the world, we have some very sad news, and everyone is talking about it, about Malcolm Jamal Warner has passed away. He actually died from asphyxiation. He drowned. He was in Costa Rica with his vacation with his family. He was taken by surprise by an undercurrent. And if you ever been, if you are ever in an undercurrent, you never swim in an undercurrent. There's two ways of possibly surviving. One way is swimming parallel to the current, because the current is going in a circle. So you want to go parallel. You want to swim parallel of the current. If that doesn't work, you just relax and tread water and let the water pull you out as far as it's going to pull you out into the ocean. And then once it's done, then you swim back to shore. Malcolm, I believe, panicked and didn't know what to do. You probably try to swim it out. And when you try to swim it out, you get tired and you're going to drown. And you're going to pass.
You know, Stephanie, just to reiterate or just to interject for a moment, I've been caught in one of those.
Wow.
And it's scary. It's very scary. I got caught in one of those in Mission Bay here in San Diego.
Wow.
And you have to swim to the side.
Yes.
Because if you swim into it, it's called a rip tide.
Yes.
A rip current, a rip tide. If you swim in, try to go straight, it's going to take you further out. So what you have to do is you have to swim to the side. You have to swim sideways and sideways. And if you swim sideways, it'll play itself out, and then you'll be able to go in to shore. But most of the time, people panic, and when they panic, it takes them in, and that's an unfortunate circumstance for him, man.
Yeah.
Great person. I had an opportunity to meet him one time, and it was at this wedding reception. Very charming young man. Very charming man. Very personable. He had a great sense of humor, and it was a lot of fun. And I never forgot that connection. You know, that being able to meet that young man.
Yeah,
it was quite an experience.
Very sad. I mean, when I heard about it, Simmy, I was devastated, because we all know that we grew up on Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show. Like, we saw him grow up while we were growing up, and he died. He's 54 years old. His birthday is in August. He was about to be 55 years old. He was married and he has a young daughter, 8 years old, and they were his world, and he kept that his part of his life very private. No one knows who his wife and his daughter is. I mean, he showed pictures, but not close-up pictures of them on his Instagram, on his social media platforms, but he kept his life very private. And like you said, I got to meet him one time here in Los Angeles at the house, because Jay King knows Malcolm Jamal Warner, and he came over one time because they were going to be doing some other work together, because they've done work in the past together. And I got to meet him here, and then Jay invited him to be a part of the Creative Exchange back in 2017. It's so funny because, well, not funny, but I went back to my phone to look at the text messages that I had with him back in 2017.
Wow.
Yes, because he was going to be at the Creative Exchange, which he didn't make it, because in 2017 is when he married his wife and when his daughter was born. So I suspect that could be one of the reasons why he didn't make it to the Creative Exchange.
Yeah.
Because I was looking forward to meeting Malcolm.
Yeah.
Looking forward to having him there at the Creative Exchange. So, but it didn't happen. And I'm just, it just was, when I heard about it, even right now, just when I think about him, I'm always saying, dang, Malcolm is gone. That young man is gone, 54 years old. I listened to his podcast, which is called which is not all hood. It is a great podcast. You can hear it all over any platform. I listened to him on Apple. He's also on YouTube. So you could go and listen, because his last podcast that he did while he was alive was posted. It's been about 5 days now. But when he passed away, it was 3 days. So very interesting. He was all in for his, for his culture, Black culture. And it's very sad that he got caught up in this current and passed away. It is,
unfortunately.
Very unfortunately.
But it's almost like this: when it's your time, it's your time.
It's your time.
You know, it's like, you know, divinely, and it's orchestrated that when it's time for you to leave this earth, it's time for you to leave this earth.
Yeah.
And if you look at his life, if you look at his life, we're able to peer into his life a little bit just by the accomplishments that he did on the Cosbys, and, you know, the different, you know, things that he was doing. He learned to play the bass.
Yes.
He was a musician too.
Yes. He did the he rapped on Club Nouveau's Money Can Buy You Love. He rapped on that song and he won a Grammy. He won a Grammy for his own music. So I mean, he was a very talented man. I loved him on the Cosby Show, and then on Malcolm and Eddie. I watched that comedy series. I mean, I've seen every episode, which was hilarious. I love that series. And then he also went on to do other things, a show called The Alert and something called The Resident. So he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
always kept working.
And you know what, Stephanie? He was good on there. I saw an episode of him on that show, The Resident, and he was
Okay.
absolutely
Yes.
brilliant on that
Yes.
episode. I
Yes.
mean, he was a great actor. He was a
Yeah.
great actor. He played that role to the T.
That's what people
And
say.
I mean, he was immortalized when he did the Cosbys.
Yes.
And then he had another opportunity to have a second, you know, like life outside of the Cosbys.
Mm-hmm.
And he stretched that part of his life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he extended it. He maximized his potential that he had, you know, of his talents.
Yeah.
And he maximized the potential of his talents on the second half of his life. You could see it in his life. And he
Yeah.
did everything that he was supposed to do in this lifetime.
He
He
did.
did what he was supposed to do. And if you look on the different social media platforms, you can see where he touched a lot of people's lives. He did a lot of things for a lot of people in so many different ways. You know, not just on the surface either,
Right.
but in a deep spiritual, you
Yes.
know, heartfelt way.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just unfortunate that, rest in power to Malcolm Jamal Warner. But rest in power. I just, feel sad for his daughter, who was his world. You could tell she was everything he was living for, his daughter and his wife. And I condolences out to his family and his parents, his mother and father. You know, it's never, as a parent, you never want to bury your child. You want to go before
Yeah.
your children. So, condolences and prayers go out to his family. Hey Fred, I see you there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on from that.
Okay.
Next up, I want to talk about this situation with this Coldplay and this couple that got caught cheating. The couple that got caught cheating, the
Yeah.
lady,
Yeah.
yeah, they were billionaires. The lady that got caught cheating, who worked for the guy who is a billionaire, she
Was he black?
actually,
Was that the black guy and the white chick?
no, it's they're both Caucasian. They're both
Oh,
Caucasian.
okay.
Yeah, and let me find, here go my notes right here. Hold on. But the thing is, the lady, she's something else, because she was married to um to another millionaire who basically was inheriting all this money from his family. Okay, so she married him, but she was already married prior to him. She was cheating. She was cheating with someone else. She was married first. She got caught. She was cheating with this other guy that she was cheating on with this guy. So she's a bona fide cheater. She just cheats on everybody. But the thing about it, she cheats. When she cheats, she makes sure each person that she cheats with got money. they're all millionaires. They're all
Right.
millionaires or billionaires. She don't mess around. So she got she's something else. So new astronomer CEO Pete DeJoy, he is the one that she got caught cheating with. Now I'm trying to find out what her name is because I just seen all the memes. Okay, so she actually, here it goes right here. Okay, what went down was they were both caught on a jumbotron at the Gillette Stadium concert at Coldplay's Chris Martin, who is this lead singer for Coldplay, spotlighted a man and a woman embracing, sparking whispered jokes about whether it was love or infidelity. Because when he saw them, he said, "Oh, look at this couple," and then they start. He kind of went down, hid from it, and she's embarrassed, they're turning their faces. So he's like, "Oh, are they supposed to be together? Are they cheating?" And this lady who was at the concert, she saw and she's videotaping it. So she's the one who made it go viral. She put it on the internet. She put it on TikTok. She put it on Instagram, and she put it on all these social media platforms. And that's how they got caught. Because if she would have never put it on any of these platforms, they probably could have got away with it. But because she saw an opportunity for a video to go viral, she then put it all over and then it went viral. So that's how they actually got caught, because they wouldn't have got caught.
Right.
Even though people saw it. But
so when the camera got on them, they tried to get out of the way of the camera,
yes,
right?
They try to hide from it. And so then everything took off once it went viral. The memes, the sleuths, and social media, you know how social media go. When things happen, they're going to take it to the hill. Her name is Kristen Kabat. She is his head HR, and his name is Andy Byron. He is the CEO of an AI startup, and it's called Astronomer. And she was his HR person. But like I said, I wonder, he actually went ahead and resigned from his position as the CEO. I'm sure that she's no longer with the company, but she's something else. She is something else. She went from one relationship where she cheated from her first husband. Then she got with another younger guy who was going to inherit all of this money from his family. I'm trying to think of who she was married to. And then to go from cheating on him to him, no one. I don't understand how she will ever be in a bona fide relationship, because she is a cheater. And I feel sorry for both of the other spouses, because now they're on Front Street. And I understand that Byron's wife, she went ahead and changed her name on her social media, changed her last name, because she was getting all, people were coming at her saying your husband did this, that, or the other. But both Byron and Cabot have been placed on leave from the company, and the company has launched a formal ethics investigation. Byron has already resigned. His wife, Megan Kerrigan, reportedly hid out at family property, deleted all of her socials, and scrubbed her husband's from all of her Facebook profile. Liam Gallagher from Oasis even chimed in, mocking Coldplay for the privacy invading antics of the kiss cam. I mean, a lot of these concerts have these kiss cams. You got to be careful. If you're going to cheat, you can't be out there cheating in this manner. Okay, you just can't do it. So,
well, I mean, people do it, but it's really crazy to do it nowadays, because circumstances, situations like that can come into your world. It can happen.
It can.
And it's unfortunate that for them, it's unfortunate how that happened. Mm-hmm. And you can go viral, something like that will go viral in an instant.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So now his life is ruined. Because ruined. She's going to sue him. His wife is going to probably divorce him.
Oh, the wife
and get a whole bunch of money out of him.
Oh yeah. wife is going to come out. The company is worth 1.2 million. Let me see. 1.2. The company is worth $1.2 billion. The company
How much?
that $1.2 billion is what the company is worth.
Wow.
So he was the CEO of that company. So I'm sure she's going to come out very well. But it's just so sad because they have a family, kids, and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just a sad situation. But it's going to teach a lot of people, don't cheat and go to concerts where they have kiss cams or sporting events, because they have those as well as sporting events. You can't do that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on from that. I actually going to talk about Shador. Shador
Sanders.
Shador Sanders, correct. I couldn't get it out that
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
But Shador,
that's a great story.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. Yeah. That has taken over the internet. That has taken over the internet. Everybody is doing all these memes. They're showing, everyone is creating all these. They got her hugged up with Bill Cosby. They got her hugged up with all kinds of different people. It just went viral. It took off. The internet is undefeated. It truly is. It's truly undefeated. So, but let's talk about Shador now. I'll close it out with Shador. Shador Sanders is doing amazing out in Cleveland. He's brought so much attention to the Cleveland. What are the Ohio Cleveland? What is their mascot? Cleveland. Do you know their mascot? I should know that. I just went blank on Cleveland. But anyway, he plays for Cleveland, and we know that Cleveland is at the bottom. They don't make the playoffs. They don't do well. But Shador Sanders has brought so much attention to the Cleveland. I should have my notes up here, but I don't. But anyway, Cleveland Browns. He brought so much attention to the Cleveland Browns, right? He has his jersey is the top selling jersey throughout the whole NFL. Okay.
They made NFL. What? How much money did they make off of it? Totally. Let me see. But I heard he got like 14 million for the jersey sale.
Just the jersey alone. Exactly. And him and his dad had created, it's called Prime. They're doing Prime marketing. I think it's called Prime marketing, where they are bringing that into life for other athletes to be able to capitalize on getting, when they sign their contracts, that they get money from the jersey sales, from just everything that's bringing attention to them, marketing for the team or anything. So there's a new contract. It's called I'm so mad because it's called Prime Marketing. I want to say it's called Prime Marketing. And they're trying to create this as another clause where young athletes like Shador can put into their contract to be able to capitalize and get all this money, because we all know that Shador should have never been picked as 144 pick in the last
Stephanie. So doesn't this kind of like let you know that it wasn't about how good he is because he went in the 5th round, and it was all about his brand? Because Shador Sanders came into the league with a brand.
He did.
A real established, significant brand.
Yes.
And that's worth a lot of money. The hype, all of that. He came into the league with that.
Yes.
And so they were trying to diminish his brand.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. It didn't work.
Mm-mm.
It was never about how good he was. It was only about his brand. It was about the money. And what he brought to the NFL before he played a game. Isn't that something?
I believe, too, it was about his father. The NFL, the coaches didn't like his dad. They didn't like Dion. I think that's why he went in the 5th round, 144th pick, because he was supposed to go in that first and second round.
Right.
He's a high quality quarterback. He should be
Right.
starting for the
First
Cleveland
round.
Browns.
First round.
Yes.
He should have been in the first round, period.
Exactly. Exactly. And so now that the Cleveland Browns have him, he's brought so much attention. That's all they talk about. On all of, if you look at all the sports channels, all you hear about is about Shedeur Sanders and what he's doing in the community out there in Cleveland. He's doing
Man.
big things. He's doing
Okay.
great things. And I'm
I mean, he's
very
doing
proud
all
of him.
kind of stuff in the community.
Yes.
He's doing everything right.
Yes.
Everything. He
Yes.
went to this one, I think it was a school or a community, underprivileged community.
Yes.
And they started, they were raising money. He was hanging out with them, and
yeah, he was hanging out with the kids. He was, and they love him. They love him.
Yeah, man.
And they already the Sanders, the whole family already have a deal with Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. So he went into the local KFC in Cleveland and worked at the KFC, through the drive-through window, and people are driving up and they're seeing there that it's Shedeur right there, basically serving them. So that was good. Not only did Shedeur do it, Shiloh did it, because the other son is in Tampa Bay. He's playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Shiloh is also a great player. He's going to be a great player. He plays a safety. So I'm proud of those young men, and I can't wait till the NFL season start, because those are the reasons why I will be watching the NFL, because of the Sander brothers. And of course, Dion has been sick. I want to say, I don't know if Dion is diabetic. I know their younger sister, she is a diabetic, but Dion was down for a while. He wasn't at in Colorado coaching because he had been sick, but he is now back. He's back and he's coaching, and he has a great coaching team and a coaching staff. And I think Colorado is going to be an amazing team, like they were last season.
I'm a Colorado Buff fan.
Me too.
I'm riding with the Colorado Buff because I like what Deion Sanders is doing over there. I like the way he handles the kids, over there. He's teaching them not only about football, but how to be men in real life.
Yes.
And so, I mean, when you do that, mentor. Outside of football, he's teaching them how to be men outside of football.
Yes, he does.
How to be fathers, all of that stuff. That's what makes a difference. He makes sure they go to class and keep their grades up.
Yeah.
That's the number one priority with him, while they're in school on the team. And I just like the way they're doing things over there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Totally agree. I'm going to go ahead and end it there, right there, Simmy. Thank you so much for having me here for In the Streets, and I'm out.
All right. Thank you for that segment of In the Streets. That was In the Streets with Stephanie Beard. All the things that's happening out there in the real world that you probably have heard of, that you get some detailed information from Stephanie Beard. So now it's time for a little bit of soul stroking. I was really tired today, and I understand that this calling, this thing that this desire that I have, that's been deeply embedded in my spirit and in my heart, it moves me to move in spite of how I feel physically or mentally. It's just something that I have to do. It's something that's so a part of me that it has to get done. I have a passion for it. And looking at my life, looking at me as a real human being, I know that I'm a work in progress. I realize that there are things and areas in my life that need to be improved, if you will, developed, if you will. And I take time out to pay attention to my inner dialogue, what I'm saying about myself, what I'm saying about others. Inner dialogue is so powerful. That's a powerful vibration. Your thoughts, what you're thinking about yourself is what you're saying about yourself. It shapes and frames. It's like the architect of your life. And so that's why I was talking about, like last week we talked about, we always talk about affirmation. Getting powerful, positive thoughts into your subconscious mind, so deeply embedded into your subconscious mind that you become exactly what you say with those affirmations. Allowing yourself to become exactly what you say in those affirmations. I am one with the infinite mind of God, and the abundance of the universe flows freely to me. I release every thought of lack or limitation, and I affirm that I am whole, perfect, and complete. I am a unique expression of the infinite, and everything that I need for my success is within me. Once you realize that everything that you need is within you, that's a very powerful thing. Stop looking outside of yourself for things to happen. You have everything that you need right there inside of you. Everything. But you have to change your inner dialogue. Even when doubt tries to creep in, because it will, doubt tries to creep in. It just does. Well, you're not all that. Well, how are you going to be able to do this? How are you going to be able to do that? Who's going to help you with this? Who's going to help you with that? And stop allowing those conversations to happen. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the when. Just allow yourself to visualize it, know that it's going to happen, and allow it to unfold freely as you move through this thing we call life. Attach yourself to the vision, but detach yourself to the outcome. That may sound like an oxymoron to some of you, but there's a reality to it, and there's a method to that madness. And I was thinking, like I get into my when things happen and you get into the place where you feel yourself going in a direction that you don't want to go in. You become it because it takes practice. This is not something that just happens overnight. It's not something that you can just do the first 3-4 times, it comes up. It takes practice. It takes repetition. It takes a constant, deliberate determination to make yourself create a habit of thinking in a whole different way than what you were thinking before. It's changing your way of thinking, allowing yourself to become the version of yourself that you desire to become. And that takes work. It takes discipline. And a habit is when the body becomes the mind. That's what a habit is. It's just like when you an athlete, when he's working out and he goes to practice. There are certain things that an athlete does in practice that is a simulation of the real game. A wide receiver, he runs certain routes and patterns, and he does certain things during the practice week. And he does it repetitiously. It's repetition. He does it over and over and over and over again, to the point where it becomes automatic, that he doesn't have to even think about when he's in the real game. It becomes automatic. It's certain things that you do that become automatic when you practice it. And it takes repetition. And you have to do it over and over and over again. That's what you have to do. You have to practice. And don't be discouraged, because you have control. You have a lot more control than you think you do, because you can change it right now. Right now. You can change your circumstance right now, because it's all in how you think. The power of the mind and the determination that you have. You have to decide that you want to change your situation and your circumstance, even if it's something that you do not prefer. But just know that when certain situations come up in your life that you don't particularly prefer, know this, that it's there for a reason, a good reason, to allow you to expand and grow. It's for your better, for the betterment of you. It increases who you are. That's what trials and tribulations are, problems and perplexities are. They increase who you are at the very level of your being. You become that version of yourself that you've always dreamt of being. You become because of those things that come up in your life. But we have to change our approach when those things come up. We have to look at life as an adventure. Look at life as something exciting. Challenges, exciting. Trials, exciting. Don't put yourself down and say, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Because it's like this. When you get to a point, and things will come up to where it'll be almost unbearable, but know that you have exactly what it takes to carry that burden. You have everything that you need. You're fully equipped. Don't think that you're not equipped to handle what comes up in your life. You were built for this, man. You were built for this, ma'am. You were built for this, sir. You were built for everything that comes up in your life. It was divinely, strategically placed in your life for you to grow and to become who you truly are. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We're here to discover who we truly are. Who are you? Because that's the discovery. And once you find out who you are, because it's a lifelong journey, discovering who you are. When you go on that journey, it's amazing what happens when you go on that journey and you look and you really delve into finding out who you are. And some of the things that you find, you won't be too. They're not always pleasant. They're not always, something that you desire to see. But the good thing is, it's the discovery of seeing that which is not so good. That's not all that. The discovery of knowing that this part of your character and likeness, it needs to be improved. And so you get an opportunity to look at that aspect of your life, and you get a chance to find a way to improve that aspect of your life that isn't a strength. You don't degrade it. You don't run away from it. You delve into it, and you allow yourself to see it as it is. Most people are afraid to look at the ugly in their life, the ugly in their character. And we all have some ugly in our character. Everybody. There's something ugly there. Yes, it is. The dark side, the side that needs some help to become what you need to become. Look at it. Explore it. Find out what it's all about. Find out why it's there. What limiting belief do you have that allows you to have that in your character? What fear-based belief that you have that allows it to be there in your character? And I guarantee you, if you really examine what that particular thing is, and you allow yourself to make the evaluation on what it is you believe, the reason for it being there, you'll find that it's nonsensical. It doesn't correspond with who you truly are at the core of your being. It's there. It was there because of maybe something that was said to you when you were a child. It's there because maybe something that you did. You know, a lot of things happen when we were children. A lot of things happen when we were children. As a child, things happen. Things were said. Things happen to you that allow you to put up a barrier that embedded a seed of fear, a seed of rejection, a seed of you feeling like a failure. It was planted into your character because of something that someone said or did. But just because it was planted there doesn't mean it can't be uprooted. You can remove it because it doesn't coincide with who you truly are. Who are you at the very level of your being? Who are you truly? I can tell you who you are. Your love, your creativity, your kindness, your receptivity, your abundance, your beauty. That's who you are. You have those characteristics. You are expansive. That's who you are. You are forgiving. That's who you are. And so you have to let go of all the limiting beliefs, the things that have been embedded into your subconscious mind about who you are, of letting other people define who you are, instead of you giving the definitions of who you are. And that's why affirmations are so wonderful and so powerful, because you can get up in the morning and you say, you know what? I am great. I am powerful. I am loving. I am kind. I am abundant. I am blessed. You can say these things. You can repeat these things to yourself. You can write them down. Go and find some affirmations and say these things to yourself on a regular basis, because we're living in a time where there's all kinds of things that are happening that are completely out of our control. And if you're not careful, you'll allow these things to get you caught up. You'll get caught up in such a way that you will not ascend with the new earth that's happening right now. There's an old earth and a new earth. And those that are the chosen ones will recognize what side they should be on. You hear a lot of people talking about the chosen ones. The chosen ones are those who choose. That's the chosen one. Who choose to see that this is happening. Who choose to see that there's a split that's taking place. Who choose to see the abundance in this world. I choose to see the abundance in this world. I choose to see the love that's in this world. I choose to become kind, giving, you know, in spite of all of the difficulties and frustrations. You know, one thing about, I saw Malcolm Jamal Warner, and I was looking at one of his interviews, and he said that his father gave him a compliment. He said, people always compliment you. His father said, people always compliment you on your accomplishments, you know, with the show and things of that nature. He said, but the thing that I really am proud of you, he was talking to his son, Malcolm Jamal. He said, I'm proud of you because you're a good person. A good person. His father told him that. And he said that coming from his father, you know, and being in a world of so many things that are happening that makes it difficult to be a good person. That was saying a lot. And you can be a good person in a world that's chaotic like this. You can be a good person. Just decide. Be a good person. You won't lose. Being a good person does not make you weak. Being a good person does not make you the last person on the totem pole. Because some people think that you have to connive, cheat, and steal, and finagle and finesse your way through certain situations and things to win. That's a lie. You don't have to finesse nobody to win. Just be a good person and allow yourself to use the power that you have within. The power that you have within to co-create with all that is. Create the world and the life that you desire to create. You can do that. Just be a good person. Treat people the way you know you should treat people. Now, that doesn't mean that there are some people that you have to love from a different distance, because there are some people that you do have to love them from a distance. And you'll know that because through meditation and prayer and time, you know, being with yourself and getting to know yourself and allowing yourself to understand that it's okay to be alone with myself. Be alone with yourself, because that's how you get to know who you truly are. And have a conversation with yourself. Have a conversation with that little girl or that little boy of the past. Have a conversation of that future version of yourself. Have a conversation of the person that is, you know, right now that's preventing you from elevating and moving forward on the things that you know you should be moving forward with. Have a conversation with those versions of yourself and then find out what it is that you need to do, because you get the answers. You get the answers and find a way to heal, because you've been hurt. You've been hurt, and you've been hurt a long time. And I stopped by to tell you that you don't have to feel that hurt anymore. It's okay to heal. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to let go. It's okay to forgive. Forgive yourself first, then forgive others. Don't hold on to that grudge. Let it go. Let them go. Release them so that you can be free. So that you can be free to move on to the next level. There's a lot of things happening in this world. A lot of things that you can get caught up in when it comes to social media. There's a lot of things that will try to deter you from the mark that you're trying to achieve, the goals that you're trying to achieve. But you can't allow that to happen. Stay focused. And staying focused, one of the ways of staying focused is making a commitment to yourself. Making a commitment. Making a promise to yourself. promising yourself and not breaking that promise. I'm not going to let nobody run over me no more. I'm not going to allow myself to be nobody's, you know, punk. You know, I'm not going to do that no more. I'm not going to allow people to use me like they've been using me before. I'm not going to allow that. And you're not being mean. You're being you're protecting your energy. You're protecting what you have. That's a gift. You have a gift inside. You have a gift that you need to plant in good ground. You have a gift. You have something that you can give to the world. You know, and you can't treat it any kind of way. You can't treat it any kind of way. You can't allow people to use you and treat you any kind of way. And if it's somebody, because this is what's happening. A lot of people that's in your life now, you're going to find yourself chosen ones. I'm talking about those who have chosen. You choose. You've chosen to see the difference. The difference from the old earth and the new earth. You've chosen. Things are starting to come up that people never talked about. You're going to find that you're going to walk away from people. People are going to walk out of your life that you love. Let me say that again. People that you love are going to walk out of your life because you chose, because of the decision that you've made. Because now you're crazy. Now you're delusional because you see something that you know, and it's an inner knowing. It's not a guess. It's not faith. It's something that you know that's deep down in your spirit, at the very level of your being. You know that it's right. That it's right for you. And so what you do is you incrementally have changed who you are into the version that you desire to be. And as you make these changes to become that version of yourself that you desire, people are going to walk away. They're going to walk out of your life. Now, what happens now? The people that you love. Do I stop loving them? No. Keep loving them. But let them go with a blessing. Let them move on with a blessing. Because what's going to happen is there are going to be other people that's going to come into your life that are going to be perfect for the situation that you're coming up with in your life. They're going to be perfect for where you're going to be in your life right now. They're just going to come out of, and they're not going to come out, they're going to be divinely orchestrated to come into your life right where you are, when you least expect it. So don't feel bad when people walk out of your life. And if you're doing everything that you need to be doing, you'll understand that those people need to go anyway. They need to go because there's no use for them for where you're at right now in your life. Will they come back? I don't know. Maybe. It depends on if they have the same mindset and the same, they vibrate on the same frequency as you in the same parallel universe that you are on. Maybe. But I wouldn't worry about them coming back. Worry about moving forward. Allow your excitement and your passion for what it is that you do, for what it is that you have a desire to become. Chase that. And I don't mean chase it like run after it, but just move on it. Move Find something that you're excited about, that you really desire, that you have a passion for, and pursue it, and allow yourself to take that thing by grab it by the horn, the bull's horn, and run with it. And just grab it and just take it and be excited and take it as far as you can till you can't take it no more. And when you can't take it no more, find something else to be excited for, that you're passionate about. And what happens is, as you do this, more things will come into your life that you will be excited about, that will allow you to become the person that creates value for mankind, for people in this world. You know, it just happens. Things come from all directions that allow you to become everything that you need to become, everything that you've ever even dreamed about. They just come from all over the place. But you have to allow yourself to be excited and move on that excitement. Don't worry about the unknown. And watch what you say about yourself when you run into a situation or circumstance that seems like a stumbling block or a roadblock. Watch what you say. Look at it as an opportunity to find out more about who you truly are. Because on the other side of that difficulty, on the other side of that trial, on the other side of that tribulation, on the other side of that perplexity, that's where you find who you truly are. You find yourself. You find who you truly are. I think I'm at the end of my time, and I'm going to wrap it up. It's 8. Yeah, it's time for me to wrap it up, but I'm going to stop right there. Like, comment, and share. And on behalf of myself and Miss Stephanie Beard and The Gathering, the SIMMIE Braxton Show, always remember beyond a shadow of a doubt that me, USB, I truly do love you, my friends. Take care and have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful day. Peace. We're out.